I guess you just don't love me anymore. If you did, you'd do this for me. Have you heard that recently? Maybe you were exhausted after a 10-hour shift. Maybe you were deep in your work, trying to build a future. Or maybe you just needed an hour of peace. You said no to one small request, and suddenly, you are the villain of the story. She tells you that you've changed. She tells you that if you really cared, you'd make it happen. Bro, if this sounds familiar, listen closely. You aren't losing your feelings and you aren't a bad person. You are being manipulated. This isn't some random AI-generated script. This is a deep dive into the psychological chains people use to keep you under their thumb. In this video, we are stripping back the mask on 7 manipulation techniques so you can stop feeling guilty for having a backbone. The first situation we discussed is the classic guilt trap. This is pure emotional blackmail. Notice the pattern. They don't ask for things. They shame you into them. Instead of saying, "Hey, I'd really appreciate it if you could do this," they say, "I thought our love was stronger than your job, but I guess I was wrong." Or, "I guess I'm just not a priority to you." They take a simple boundary, like you being tired, and turn it into a test of your integrity. They make you feel like a bad guy so that you'll do what they want just to prove you're still good. If your partner uses your love as a bargaining chip, that's not a relationship, it's a transaction. And in this transaction, you are always the one paying. Next is the silent treatment. This is one of the most painful forms of emotional pressure. Have you noticed how they can make you feel like you are their entire world one minute and the next, you don't even exist? They stop replying. They go cold. They leave you on read for hours or even days. Your brain starts spiraling. You start asking yourself, what did I do wrong? How do I fix this? That's not a break or needing space. That's a power move. It's designed to make you anxious because when you're anxious, you're easy to control. You'll find yourself apologizing for things you didn't even do just to get that warmth back. It hurts because it's meant to hurt. It's a way of reminding you that they can withdraw love whenever they feel like it. Then, we have mixed signals, also known as intermittent reinforcement. This is the hot and cold game. One day she talks to you for hours, laughs at every joke, and makes you feel like a king. The next day, she's distant, busy, and gives you one-word answers. In psychology, this is the exact same mechanism that makes gambling addictive. Because you don't know when the next hit of affection is coming, your brain becomes obsessed with chasing it. You start working twice as hard to get back to those good days. You aren't in love, you are just addicted to the breadcrumbs of affection she is dropping. If you feel like you're at a slot machine instead of in a partnership, it's time to walk away from the table. The fourth technique is the victim complex, or what I call the great deflection. Have you ever tried to bring up something she did that hurt you? You sit her down, you're calm, and you tell her how you feel. Within 2 minutes, she is crying. She starts talking about how stressed she is, how her childhood was hard, or how you're attacking her. Suddenly, the conversation isn't about her mistake anymore. It's about your tone. By the end of the night, you are the one comforting her, even though she was the one who messed up. This is a clever way to avoid accountability. If they are always the victim, they never have to say, "I'm sorry." The fifth technique is called moving the goalposts. This is when you finally do exactly what she asked for, but it's still not enough. You stayed home to spend time with her? Yeah, but you were on your phone. You bought her a gift? Yeah, but you didn't put enough thought into the card. This keeps you in a constant state of trying harder. You are forever running a race where the finish line keeps moving further away. It is designed to keep you seeking their approval so you never realize that you are already doing more than enough. Now, let's talk about a technique most people miss: isolation. A manipulator knows that if you have strong friends and family, they will tell you the truth. They will tell you that you're being treated poorly. So, she might start small. "I don't really like how your best friend talks to me," or "Why do you always have to go see your family on Sundays?" Slowly, she creates friction between you and the people who actually have your back. She wants to be your only source of truth and your only source of comfort. Once you're isolated, you have no one to compare your reality to, and that makes her control over you absolute. Finally, we have future faking. This is when they promise you a version of the future that doesn't exist to keep you putty. Finally, we have future faking. This is when they promise you a version of the future that doesn't exist to keep you putting up with a miserable present. "Once we move in together, I'll stop being so jealous." Or, "Once I get this new job, I'll have more time for us." They sell you a dream, so you'll tolerate the nightmare they are giving you today. They are using your hope against you. If someone keeps promising change but their actions remain the same, believe the actions, not the words. Awareness is your greatest weapon. When you see these patterns, the power they have over your emotions starts to fade. You aren't a bad person for having boundaries. You aren't mean for saying no when you're tired. Real love doesn't require you to sacrifice your sanity or your self-respect. It shouldn't feel like a constant battle to prove you're worthy of being cared for. But let's be real for a second. The world isn't black and white. Not every girl is a manipulator, and not every guy is innocent. We all have flaws, and we all make mistakes. But there is a massive difference between a mistake and a pattern. The goal of this video isn't to make you bitter. It's to make you aware. If you see these 7 signs in your relationship, it's time for a very honest conversation with yourself. Stop apologizing for things you didn't do. Stop chasing people who only want you when it's convenient for them. Protect your peace, build your future, and don't let anyone use your heart as a remote control. Stay sharp, stay aware, and remember, the right person will make your life easier, not harder.